today's a pretty big day. Not only did 21 Pilots just release a new song today, I'm gonna try Apple Vision Pro for the first time. I've been watching the reviews, been watching many videos about it. Quite interesting product. There's been some mixed feelings that I have of my own that I wanna go make for myself today. So I'm gonna drive to my Apple store, half hour away, and I'm going to try Apple Vision Pro for the first time. I booked a demo for 5:30. I don't think I'm gonna be able to record any of the experience because I don't really like you recording inside the Apple store, but it's okay because I will write down my thoughts and I'll tell you guys all of them after. So let's go. Oh boy, after all of that, do I have some thoughts. So I went and did the demo. I walk on in. It was kind of awkward because I didn't know like who to ask. So I just went to an employee, and it just happened to be the employee that was doing the demo. He sits me out at the table. He talked to me about some questions. Well, they made it in the back. They did my face scan, and they're like, "Whoa." And then so it took him a minute. I thought it was gonna be faster than that. It took him a minute to bring it out, but when they finally brought it out, he told me like, "Oh, here's how to loosen the band, yada yada," and he finally puts it on. I wish I could get photos with me actually having the Vision Pro headset on, but I did get some pictures of my sister because she also wanted to try it out, so she also did a demo like right after me. So I put it on, it's pitch black, and then it wants me to like register my eyes and stuff like that. Before I even get into the seeing what the world's like, he's telling me there's a bunch of dots on the screen. I have to pinch to it. Every time I was pinching, I thought it was double pinch for whatever reason. So I was double pinching, and then he's like, you only have to pinch once. So that was something I honestly didn't really know. I'm kind of dumb. The eye tracking is so good that I didn't realize how much of my peripheral vision I use all the time. Because I was looking at the dots, but I was like trying to do it so fast that I missed the dots when you have to go like, kind of slow when you're going around the dots. Like you don't have to move your head, but you have to like look around. But my eyes were just moving so fast that like the fingers couldn't register that I was tapping as fast as my eyes were looking around. I use a lot of my peripheral vision, I noticed that. And that comes like a lot when I was doing the keyboard later, like you can look at the letters and type like that. I look too fast, and when I'm like, want to close apps or when I'm doing the digital crown to do the environments, there's actually another thing that does your volume. I glanced over at the volume when I was trying to do the environments, and it turned around my volume and stuff, and I was like, my eyes are just too fast for this. And then when I finally got all set up and I saw them virtual world, the first thing I noticed was the frame rate. But once I had a bunch of apps open, I wasn't really paying attention to that because like the apps and stuff seemed like my regular phone. But I did notice like people walking were like a little laggy, but it was fine after like 10 seconds. So I didn't really care that much about it. That didn't bother me as much as it didn't look like real life, because people were saying that like, oh, it covers too much of your vision. Like it's like you can barely see like any peripheral vision and stuff like that because it just blocks it all off because the field of view isn't that wide. I think it is, but like it's fine to cover up this much. I'm not worried about that. But I think if you were to take your camera and you were just on the regular camera, but you go to ultra wide, I think that's what it looks like. Everything when I'm doing in the Vision Pro, it looks way too ultra wide. I'm like, that does not look that far away in real life. Because I saw the Apple Store before and I put it on, it looked a little too wide. So I think because the field of view is so low on here, Apple tried to compensate for that and made everything ultra wide so you could still see everything you would if the field of view was just as wide as normal. I think they tried to compensate for that to make it ultra wide, which I thought that was kind of weird. Everything just looked really ultra wide, and it doesn't look like real life. I wanted to believe it did. That's like one of the biggest things. I was like actually excited to go look at the Vision Pro to see if it kind of looks like real life. It does not, but it still looks pretty good. Most of you guys would be like comparing this to the Quest 3. I do not have a Quest 3. I do have a Quest 2. We've had that for a little bit. I don't think we're planning on getting Quest 3 anytime soon. Quest 2 does just fine. The weight of the Vision Pro, it didn't seem that heavy to me. So I don't think the weight is a problem for me. I figure I should clarify some things before I just upload this video. I don't use my Quest 2 a whole lot. Sure, it felt like it weighed the same. It isn't. Don't take it like I think it's not heavy at all. I only used it for a half hour. I will say that half hour flew by so fast. I was so mesmerized by everything. But he's like, oh, it's been a half hour. I was like, oh, dang, I was surprised. I could have worn it for a lot longer. Maybe it would have hurt after like an hour or 2 hours. But just for the half hour of use, it felt fine. And they brought me to these environments and they had like some videos and spatial videos and stuff like that. I noticed that like, this is especially where it falls apart. Like the spatial videos, oh, those were cool. I could see they were definitely 3D. I wish I could do my own spatial videos. I don't have a 15 Pro, but if I could do my own panoramas, that would have been pretty cool. So when I was in the panoramas, it looks so pixelated. Like if I look, there's like, they showed like a glacier one and on mountains. And like if you're looking at the top of that mountain, like way, like, I don't know, that's probably like a mile away and stuff like that. Like it looks pixelated. And I'm like, that doesn't look like real life. But I'm like, man, how much better could they make these displays to make it look like real life without making it so heavy and stuff like that? I doubt they could make the displays that much better. Some people are saying to make the displays worse just so they can keep the price down. I'm like, oh, that's definitely not the way to go. Surprisingly, the guy actually had me play a game in the Apple Vision Pro. I kind of thought they were against gaming, but they actually had me play the Smash Hit game, which was popular on iPhones a couple years ago. I got to play that, and it was pretty fun. And then just some other weird things, like I find it weird that if you want to close an app, you have to look at the bottom of it and click X, when I'm used to everything just being on the top left corner, computer tabs, phone tabs, whatever, you just click the X on the top corner. It's not a big deal. The gestures, I thought I knew what the gestures were going into it. I was like, okay, this is like pulling like a string to zoom in and whatever. I mixed up zooming in the apps and stuff and moving them around. I got them a little mixed up, trying to like adjust them and stuff like that. But when you like pull a screen closer to you and like scroll like an iPad, that's pretty cool. I thought it was pretty real. I was like trying to get really close to see how close I could to make it to scroll, and I was like, man, it's pretty good at tracking where my hands are and stuff like that. I didn't get to try the personas or anything. The demos wasn't allowed you to do that. You have to have your Apple ID. So it was just showing the purple bubblies. Since I was just sitting down, the battery, I didn't really notice it tangling around. If I was walking around, maybe that would have been interesting. The whole time I was like, what are all the people in the Apple store thinking of me right now? Because he's like, oh, look at the earth. And I like turned around. I'm like, that looked probably so stupid. But it was cool. The environments were cool. I only did the moon. That was the only one he had me do. But that was still cool anyway. The guy was super nice. He explained everything so well, and he was like, do you have any questions? And I was like, I'd pretty much looked up a lot of things on the Apple Vision Pro, so I was like, no, I don't have any questions. And he tried to he's like, are you gonna buy it? I'm like, I'm a senior in high school. I don't really need it, but I thought it'd be super cool to demo. My dad might get one day. He's like, okay, that's okay. It was a super fun demo. If you guys have an Apple store near you, don't be afraid to just go do a demo, even if you aren't planning on buying it. That was just me. I just wanted to go demo it, see what it was about. I even got my sister to do it, and she's not that much of a techie person. I still thought it was really fun, so if you guys have an Apple store near you or you get a chance to demo one, please do it. It was super fun and cool. Anyway, thank you guys all for watching. Peace out.